Today is Thursday, Parashat Vayera. Parashah of this week, there's the episode where Abraham is told that Hashem is going to be destroying the city of Sodom and Amorah. It was two cities that were filled up with sins, and it came to a point where the decree was to destroy the cities. And what we see is Abraham Avinu pleads on their behalf. He pleads that maybe they will be spared, because maybe there are a number of righteous people in that city, and how could Hashem do that? And Abraham teaches us not to be indifferent to the plight of others. When he became aware that there was a city about to be destroyed, it was not the place where he lived. He could have said, well, since it doesn't affect me, why should I get involved? But that's not Abraham's approach. Abraham was a person who cared about the plight of others, and not to stay aloof and indifferent to what goes on in another place just because it's not affecting me. But it's something that we continue till this very day. When we know that there is injustice in a certain place, when there is famine in a certain place, when there is people who are in distress somewhere, we should not be indifferent. We should see how we can help and how we can do our part to bring them relief. So that's one lesson we will learn from Avraham Avinu. There is another major lesson that we learn also from this parasha, and that's the idea of Avraham Avinu being put to test. And Avraham Avinu went through 10 tests. In Hebrew, the word for test is a nisayon. Nisayon is a test that a person is put to. But interestingly enough, the word nisayon has the same root as nes, which means miracle, but also it means a flag. So that when a person goes through a test, and we saw even in English, he goes through with flying colors. In other words, now he's able to realize, and it's not just a potential. That's one of the lessons that we learn, is that of course Hashem knew that Avraham Avinu would be able to withstand any test that he would be put to in terms of following the word of Hashem. And the 10th test here in this parasha was that he was to take his son Yitzchak and sacrifice him. That's something that is totally opposite to the nature of Abraham, he was all about the essence of gimilut chasadim, of doing acts of kindness, of being kind and giving and caring for others. How can he do the exact opposite, to take his son and make him as a sacrifice? But if Hashem commands him to do something, even if he doesn't understand why and what's the reason, he follows the word of Hashem and he's willing to do the commandment, and he takes his son, and of course the sacrifice did not take place. Instead, he was given a ram to slaughter on the altar. But the idea is that when something is just in potential, it's not the same as if a person goes through the effort and proves, maybe to the world, number one, but also brings something from just as a possibility, a potential, to something that is actually willing to do. And that's the idea of the test that Avraham Avinu was put to. He proved in reality, not just in potential, that he was able to fulfill the words of Hashem no matter what, even if things didn't make sense. And in general, whether it's mitzvot or the words of Chachamim, that sometimes may not make sense to us because of our limited understanding of things, that we should follow the words of Hashem, and that the test that a person is put through is actually to bring him to a higher level. Anytime that a person goes through a test and he's able to stand up to the challenge, he actually finds himself on a higher plateau, on a higher level than he was before. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.